Hello viewers, welcome to Ekam Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the new technology demonstrated by India in terms of defense, that is MIRV technology in relation to Agni-5 missile. So, if you have already known, under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program that we started in 1980s, we have already relaunched or we already have test tried different type of missiles. And Agni series of missiles also we have almost seven missiles. Okay, like in Agni we have five, and you have in the recent times Agni Prime also we have, and Agni 6 is also there. Okay, so but you need to know in the recent time again, why did we yesterday, if you have seen, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has tweeted on X stating that so it is proud of DRDO because we have under this mission Divyastra, they have successfully tested Agni 5 missile with this particular technology. It is not the first time that Agni 5 missile was tested or it was successfully launched, but for the first time, if you see, we are making this Agni 5 missile test with the help of MIRV technology. So this is very important, and this is part of mission Divyastra. Okay, so in terms of this defense technology, you need to know these type of missiles. Let us start here with the discussion. Before that, we need to know what is a missile. Okay, so what is a missile? Normally missile is nothing but any airborne weapon, you can say, which is capable, which is self propelled, or you can say capable of self propelled flight, so that there will be some jet engine or rocket engine which is aiding this, and it will target the particular weapon. You can say what is the opposite target there, like it can be a weapon or it can be a missile or it can be anything. Okay, so which is targeted with the help of this missile. Okay, in short, you can say an object or weapon which is projected to strike something at a distance, you can say, in short, for understanding. That means here you are there and here you have another opposite target. Okay, so you cannot directly target like this, no, because civilians will have their habitations or there will be different things on the ground, so you cannot target directly most of the times. Okay, so what you will do, you launch missiles so that either through this way or some cruise missiles will have a shorter distance. Like this, based on the trajectory, the missile will be functioning and it will hit the target which is far away from particular initiation point. Okay, in this way the missiles will be working. Again, in this you need to know what are the two different types of missiles. Here you have ballistic missile and cruise missile. We'll understand what is the difference between these two types of missiles, we'll know, and also we'll understand what is the specific MIRV technology. That is, you have multiple independent targetable re-entry vehicle. Okay, that what is the speciality of this? Already, as I told you, Agni 5 is already tested number of times. Okay, we are having this since 2007. We started developing of Agni 5. At that time, DRDO head Avinash Chandar, you can say, he was the main architect of this particular Agni 5 missile. Okay, so at that time he was the head of DRDO. Here you need to know this is part of Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Okay, so this was started in 1980s. So what are the missiles as part of Integrated Guided Missile Program also we'll know. And what is so specific, why we have tested this and why India is becoming one of the country to join this elite nations which have this technology. So what are the elite nations which have this technology of MIRV? We'll also know in the slides. Okay, so now without any delay, let's start here. Let's see why it is in use. Okay, and what is the difference between ballistic and cruise missile? I'll explain. What is this integrated guided missile program, and what is this Agni family of missiles? Specifically, we are going to look into what is Agni 5 missile and why. What are the important features of this Agni 5 missile? It is an intercontinental ballistic missile. Intercontinental means because of its huge like you can say huge range, or because of the large range it can support. Even between two continents also it can operate, means from one continent to another continent, because it is having almost greater than 5,500 kilometers of distance range. Okay, so long range missile, so because of which it is called as intercontinental ballistic missile, nuclear capable. Okay, so what is this nuclear capable missile of Agni 5 will know, and what is this MIRV technology, and what is the significance of Agni missiles to India. So we'll know what are the important things as part of this. So before that, you need to know this forms part of GS paper 3 under defense technology in science and technology syllabus of UPSC mains. Then why it is in use means Agni 5. Yesterday itself, as I told you, as part of mission Divyastra, our Prime Minister has announced successful launch of Agni 5 missile. From where it was launched? From Wheeler Island. You know Wheeler Island is on the coast of Odisha. It was also called as APJ Abdul Kalam Island, right? So most of the missiles gets tested from here. Okay, so from this particular location, this agni-v was successfully tested as part of the strategic punitive capability. Punitive means what? Answer in the comment section. Okay, so then we have, you need to know what is the difference between ballistic missile and a cruise missile. Already I told what is a missile. Missile is nothing but airborne range of weapon which is capable of self-propelling flight, you can say, and it will operate usually through either a jet engine or rocket engine. So you need to know two types of basic types of missiles we have. Based on range, again you have like long range, medium range, and short range. And from the way, from where it is operating, like land originated or surface originated or sea originated, you have again different categories. But based on the operational abilities, they are classified into two types. One is ballistic and second one is cruise missile. So here you need to know basic difference. So ballistic missiles means, you can see if this is a target point. Okay, here you can see if this is a target point for both the missiles, either cruise or ballistic. So if they're targeted from this point only, so you can see cruise missile will normally cruise or fly, and it will be almost in a straight path. It doesn't cross even the atmosphere into the endosphere and all. It doesn't cross this endosphere also. So it will almost follow a smooth straight path only. It doesn't go to a high altitude. So almost less than 100 kilometers altitude only will be supported by cruise missiles. And again, even if it takes initial curvature also, later it will follow a smooth path. So at the end, it has to again reach to 15 to 20 kilometer height only to strike the particular target. Okay, so this is the one major thing. That means cruise missile doesn't even go out of the atmosphere also. But on the other hand, ballistic missiles are there. You can see the path of this ballistic missiles is very high or high altitude, you can say, right? That means they're following the parabolic path. Here they're following almost a straight path, but here ballistic missiles support parabolic path, and they also, even they can reach a height of 1500 to 2000 kilometer altitude. That means this particular height they can go. Okay, that means they have to leave the endosphere, they reaches to the atmosphere, and again they will coming back to the particular endosphere, and then they will target this particular target which is fixed already. So here what is the main difference you need to know? Apart from this, this ballistic missiles will be supported with the help of rocket engine. Rocket engine and jet engine, you need to know the difference here. But cruise missiles are supported by jet engines. What is the difference here between jet engine and rocket engine? Means rocket engines will carry their own oxygen, because if you have seen, one of the feature I told you is ballistic missiles will cross the atmosphere. After reaching a certain height, again they'll decrease their height, and again they'll go into the endosphere, and then they'll target. No, so that means in the atmosphere, oxygen availability decreases after a certain height. That is why rocket engines need to carry their own oxygen cylinders to support their fuel requirements. But on the other hand, what is jet engine? Jet engine means, as these cruise missiles are not even crossing atmosphere and they're only flying till a certain height, they have this advantage of getting oxygen from the air itself. No, that is why jet engines doesn't carry any oxygen cylinder like rocket engines. There is no requirement of oxygen cylinders. That means they can even use this particular space which is used for oxygen cylinders in the form of payload. No, that means they can carry more weight also, as they are traveling for high altitude. You can say ballistic missiles normally have reduced payload. So this is another difference you need to understand. Then in terms of speed, they almost have a speed of 24,000 kilometers per hour. This is the average speed of an normally ballistic missiles or intercontinental ballistic missiles. So then here what is the speed? Means maximum 3 times the speed of sound. That means 3000 plus kilometers per hour. This is the speed of the cruise missile. Normally, if you know what is a famous cruise missile, if you have seen in the recent times, is BrahMos. BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile which is developed with the collaboration of Russia and India. No? In the recent times, if you have seen even this BrahMos, okay, so it is like we have an agreement with respect to Philippines also for selling this or exporting BrahMos missiles to Philippines. So we have signed an agreement. In this way, you need to know the basic differences between ballistic missile and cruise missile. So here, what type of missile is this? Agni class of missiles means ballistic missiles. Okay, so they follow a parabolic path. Okay, this is the main thing you need to know. And another interesting thing is, see here, the cruise missiles and ballistic missiles both are there. Then which will be coming easily under the enemy radar? Take a guess. That means as cruise missiles are very much closer to the ground, okay, in case if radar is there and this is enemy country, okay, so if the enemy country is there and here is the target, and near the target they also will have their own radars, no, to sense the enemy country's missiles or satellites. So here if the radar is operating like this, okay, so which one will be coming into the radar first? That means ballistic missile will be coming into the radar first. That is why cruise missiles are very hard to detect, and they won't be detected easily by the enemy radars. But ballistic missiles, because of the long parabolic path they take, they are normally easily identified by the enemy radars. That is another interesting fact you need to know, right? Then we'll know other differences here. So what are the Agni missiles? Agni missiles means these are created to show minimum nuclear deterrence. So first you need to know what is this nuclear deterrence mean. So normally, we have two hostile countries like Pakistan and China on each side, and these two countries are having nuclear weapons. So in case if India doesn't want to strike these countries anyhow, but in case if these two countries attack on India, or okay, so then we already have said as part of our nuclear doctrine, we said India is always following no first strike policy. That means we don't strike any country in the first instance. But in case if any country strikes with nuclear weapons on India, then definitely we'll show our retaliation. That is what our nuclear deterrence is. Doctrine, you can say. But what happens if that doesn't mean that we are welcoming any first strike? No. So to show our doctrine or to show our capability, we should detect the country which is targeting India. No, that means we have to show our nuclear abilities so that it will become a deterrence for the enemy country or the hostile country. So as part of this nuclear deterrence, that means to prevent other countries from striking India, we have developed these Agni missiles. Okay, so then these missiles are having India's counter second strike capability against even China also, because Agni-5 is having very long reach. As I told you in the beginning, almost greater than 5,000 kilometer range is there with this Agni missiles. So even China and even its capital Beijing also comes under this particular range of Agni-5 missiles. So it is increasing India's deterrence, because if we are having Agni-5, they very well know that if they attack India, India will retaliate. So to prevent these type of things, India has developed such missiles. So you have to remember this is solid propelled ballistic missiles. Ballistic means we have seen, but what type of fuel they'll use? Solid fuel, and it is from short range to intermediate range and long range also we have. Short range means Agni-1 we have. Agni-1 is almost supporting from 700 kilometers to 1000 kilometers of range. Okay, so here you need to know. But one most important thing you need to know is if the range is less, for example, 700 kilometers is there with 1000 kg payload. Payload means the weight that particular missile or satellite is carrying. So if 700 kilometers is there with 1000 kg, and if you want to enhance this 700 to 1000 kilometers, then what you should do, whether you have to increase the payload or decrease the payload, then you have to decrease the payload. No? If you decrease this weight to 1000 instead of 1000 kg to 700 kg, then you can even cover more range. So same thing happens in the Agni range of missiles also. They have extended range. So we'll see that also. And as part of this, they have road and rail mobility also is there. That means even from road through different vehicles or satellite or missile launching vehicles we can launch these, or even from rail also we can carry this from the border areas and we can launch this. Okay, so then we need to know what is the Agni missile developed as part of integrated guided missile development program. So 5 missiles I told you are part of this integrated guided missile. What are these 5? You can see Prithvi. Prithvi means earth, no? So it is always only surface to surface, and it is short range ballistic missile. All these are ballistic only. So then you have Akash. Akash means again surface to air. That is why as we are from the surface, you are targeting the enemy thing in the air. That is why we name it as Akash. Nag is third generation fire and forget anti-tank missile. So what is this fire and forget means? In case if you wanted to target the enemy which is there here, okay? So if you just fire, you need not follow it, because most of the missiles they have inbuilt navigation capabilities, but you need to monitor and you have to change the path sometimes if required. But whatever the Nag missile is there, it is fire and forget. So once if you set the navigation, it will directly go and attack. So you need not follow the missile where it is going and how it is going and all. So then Trishul you have. Trishul is also surface to air. Okay, so short range low level missile only. Then you have Agni. In Agni only we have in the recent time Agni 6 also we have tested. So 6 Agni class missiles plus Agni Prime is also there. So what is this prime missile? I'll explain. So this is intermediate to long range and short range also. We have surface to surface missile only. Okay. That means even though it takes the path, again it hits the target in the surface only. It is not hitting the target in the air. So then you need to know these things. Okay. Agni 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we'll see all these things. You can see how these are developed. Okay, the payload will vary and the range will vary for everyone. So here these are part of IGMDP. This is launched in 1983 by our former Prime Minister, President of India, Abdul Kalam. When he was the DRDO scientist. Okay, so at that point of time he initiated this program. And interestingly, you know, he is called as Missile Man of India, right? And we have Missile Woman of India also. Who is she? Answer in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll answer in the end. Okay. So then these consist of short to long range surface missiles. You can see Agni 1. Agni 1 is short range ballistic missile, range from 700 to 1200 kilometers. That means if you want to increase the payload, you can cover only shorter distances. But if you decrease the payload, it can cover larger distance. Then Agni 2 medium range ballistic missile from 2000 to 3500 kilometers it can target. Agni 3 intermediate range only and it can target from 3000 to 5000 kilometers. Agni 4 between 3500 to 4000 kilometer range. Then you have Agni 5 missiles. These are intercontinental ballistic missiles because of extended range, almost from 5000 to 8000 kilometers. That means between two continents also you can target using this Agni missiles, which is not possible with previous version of Agni missiles. So here you need to know very long range missiles developed by DRDO. All these are under DRDO's control only. Do remember this, okay? And if you have remember in the past in 2019 also, DRDO has conducted Mission Shakti also, anti-satellite weapon test, okay? Because we have demonstrated this technology also and we became the fourth country in the world to do this. What we have done, using a particular missile, we have fired, or you can say we have fired our own live satellite which is rotating in the which is revolving in Indian space. Okay, so that is what Mission Shakti, and that is also done by DRDO only. So here what is some new variant? Why we are going to discuss about this? Because in the first instance we have tested Agni 5 using this MIRV technology, multiple independent targetable re-entry vehicle technology. So what is this technology? I'll explain in a short. Normally one missile, so whether it is a ballistic missile or cruise missile, normally one missile can carry only single warhead. Okay, that means warhead means whatever the target, how it has to be destroyed and all, the warhead or the bomb or the bullets or anything that is considered as warhead. So normally one missile is in the previous instances is capable of carrying only single warhead. But using this technology, MIRV technology, you can even allow the missiles to deploy multiple warheads. Means with a single missile only you can have multiple warheads. That means in different warheads can be shooted down in different areas and different targets can be covered or destroyed using a single missile only. Single missile, multiple warheads. That is what this technology of MIRV is. Okay, so here you need to know. And Agni 5 now is capable of nuclear warheads. Multiple nuclear warheads can be launched with a range more than 5000 kilometers. And this Agni 5 is a 3-stage solid fuel engine. 3-stage solid fuel engine, like rockets we have in space. No, same way here, 3-stage solid fuel engine, and it can reach even the parts of China, including the Beijing also. So as I told you, what is this multiple independent target re-entry vehicles means? So normal missile, as I told you, only one missile, one single warhead. But you can see MIRV technology means there will be multiple warheads. Slowly each warhead can be launched. You can see here. So 4 warheads are there. So slowly here you can target one, here one, like this. 4 warheads at 4 different targets also. Through single launch of missile you can target. This is the main advantage of this particular technology. Interestingly, some warheads also can be placed as duped warheads also, because to confuse the enemy country they can place some duped warheads also. Okay, dummy warheads you can say. So that also will be done as part of defense strategic and all. Then, so what type of this technology are there? Means sea based or there, land based or there, sea and land based or there. So these variants are there. So even India also have tested both sea and land based MIRV technology yesterday. So what are the other countries that are having this particular technology? Means US, China, Russia, UK, and France. These are the five countries which are already have this particular technology, MIRV technology. Okay, so these five countries already have, but we don't know about Pakistan. But some reports are saying that even Pakistan is also testing this particular technology, and even Israel is also trying to use this particular technology. So, with respect to Israel and Pakistan, there is no official confirmation, but we expect that these two countries are also having this technology secretly. And yesterday, with yesterday's launch, India is also becoming one of the elite group member in having this particular technology. So we'll understand more further details. Here you can see what is MIRV technology. It can target multiple targets, okay, with a single missile. That means multiple warheads, multiple targets can be hit using a single missile. So as of now, US, Russia, China, France, and UK only are the countries having this MIRV equipped missiles. Where Pakistan is developing this, and Israel is too also having suspected to have this particular technology, but these are unofficial only. So this particular thing can be tested even from land or from sea. Okay, or sea means from submarine you can test this. Okay, so then you need to know what is the background. So this was originally developed in 1960s in USA. USA is the first country to develop this particular technology to carry multiple nuclear warheads. Immediately, if US develops, then which is the other country that develops it? It is USSR, right? So USSR also successfully demonstrated after US. So in this way, we have this first technology in intercontinental ballistic missile. MIRV was tested in 1970. Then submarine based was tested in 1971. In this way, first test was happened. Then why it is so lethal? Lethal means which causes a huge destruction or life and all. So why? Because traditional missiles are capable of only one warhead, but these missiles of multiple nuclear warheads, no, that is why it is becoming more lethal. And if you see, they can even be a combination of large missiles, small warheads, and even accurate guidance also will be there. That is why they have high strike capability. Then what is the significance of this Agni missile? Raising nuclear deterrence. Also, I already explained you what is nuclear deterrence means. It prevents other countries to attack India, because all they know very well that India is having nuclear weapons. If nuclear weapons or nuclear capable missiles are there within India, then they will fear to strike us. That is why it helps us in building this nuclear deterrence. Then boosting the defense arsenal. That means our defense equipment and all can be boosted more. And in ICBM club is there. So ICBM club means, in the previous slides we have seen MIRV technology club, that is different. But here the countries having intercontinental ballistic missiles are US, Russia, France, China, and Britain. So in this club also India has joined, but it is not the first time agni-v was tested. No, already it was tested many number of times. So it also helps in having India's privilege in these group of countries. Then nuclear retaliation to first strike. Okay, so in case if any country wants to strike India also, then it will be like a retaliation to their strike. It will be a good answer for them. So in this way, Agni missiles will play an important role in our defense technology. Then what is a question given yesterday as part of practice question? With reference to electoral bonds, which one of the following statements is correct? Okay, so the answer here you can see is the beneficiary of political party is required to reveal identity of entity that has given the bonds. So the beneficiary political party is not required to reveal the identity. This is wrong. Then B, it can only be purchased by companies. There is no such rule. Companies, foreign companies, Indian companies, even individuals also can purchase. So the statement is wrong. Then C, only political parties registered under Representation of Peoples Act 1951 are eligible to receive electoral bonds. Yes, this is correct. Section 29 of RPA, Representation of Peoples Act. Okay, there is a provision. So only the registered political parties, so which have got almost 1% of the votes in previous election, they are only eligible to get this electoral bonds. So here the answer is C. Then, time to test your knowledge based on today's topic. Consider the following statements. Ballistic missiles are jet propelled at subsonic speeds throughout the flight, and while cruise missiles are rocket powered only in the initial phase of flight. And then second statement, Agni-5 is a medium range supersonic cruise missile, while BrahMos is a solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. Which of the following statements is correct? Is or correct? Answer among the given options below. Then, what is the main question? Analyze the importance of development and of anti-satellite weapons for strategic military purpose. Will India's anti-satellite weapon test spark an arms race in the space? So, answer for this question in the comment section. Try to answer using the structure: introduction, body, and conclusion. Try to answer. If you need any help, we'll give that help and support from our side. So, as we have come to the end of the video, today we have discussed about what are Agni class of missiles. We have seen what is the difference between ballistic versus cruise missile, we have seen, and also we have seen what is this MIRV technology and how it helps us in our nuclear deterrence. So this is all we have discussed as part of this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.